For weeks, I've been hearing about this red heifer, and there's been a lot of talk on the internet about this most sacred cow. And you have all of these people from South America, Hispanics who think that they're Jewish, and they're telling people about the red heifer. The cow is the holy cow. It's going to save all of humanity. And, I'm Jewish. I am Jewish. Yo soy un judeo. I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish. And the cow is going to save the world. The heifer they're going to rebuild the temple, okay? They're going to rebuild the temple, and a cow is going to be sacrificed, and it's going to save the world. And you have all of this talk about this red heifer. But who am I? Who am I to question such cosmic wisdom? A most holy cow, bred in God's country, the great state of Texas, to be sent to Jerusalem, to be sacrificed, so that her most holy ashes will be sprinkled on the third temple, on the grounds of the third temple, to save humanity. And the evil elites from the Communist World Economic Forum, those Bilderbergers, those satanic antichrists, they have been telling people that cows will destroy the world with their farts, that they're going to destroy the world by polluting it with all of their ass gas. Well, these evil communists, with their demonic, satanic narrative, have found their match. If, according to the satanic, sinister World Economic Forum commies, cows are going to destroy the earth, well, they have found their match, because a cow, a red heifer, will save the world. Oh yes, a red heifer will save the world. Sure, Christ said that this temple will come tumbling down. But who am I to question the wisdom of such amazing people on the internet, in the ranks of Latin American internet, telling us about a red heifer from Texas? Who am I to question such wisdom? And these wonderful people are coming out saying, we're going to rebuild the temple, even though Christ said that the temple will come crashing down. And I will rebuild the temple, because Christ was saying that I am the temple. Christ said that he is the temple. But never mind that. Who cares about what Christ had to say? Let's just follow some lunatics online and rebuild the temple so that some crazy rabbis can establish some sort of psychopathic, narcissistic, Talmudic utopia. And sure, the Jews did try to rebuild the third temple long ago, centuries and centuries ago. They tried this. You know why they tried this? Because there was an emperor by the name of Julian the Apostate, and he really, really, really despised Christians, and he really, really wanted to troll the Christians. And so he said, what better way to troll Christians than to have Jews rebuild the temple? Because according to Christianity, Christ is the temple. Remember what Christ said. He said, tear down this temple and I will rebuild it in 3 days. And all the Jews lost their minds. And that's one of the reasons why they killed him. They lost their minds because he said this. But you have these lunatics who say, no, we're going to rebuild it. Let's rebuild it. Well, Julian the Apostate, who was an evil tyrant, a murderous tyrant, he really, really hated the Christians. And so he told the Jews, rebuild the temple, because he wanted to mock the Christian belief that Christ is the temple. And so he told the Jews, rebuild the temple. And the Jews said, oh, great. So the Roman Empire gave these Jewish people all the building materials that they needed, all the tools. And so they started this grand construction site, and they started rebuilding the temple. Well, what happened? Literally balls of fire came down from the sky and crashed on their construction site, and the Jews fled. Then they tried to rebuild it again. They came back to the job site. They started working on their construction, and balls of fire came crashing down again, and they all ran away, and they abandoned their plan to rebuild the temple. And I didn't get this from some sort of Christian book. I got this from a pagan historian by the name of Marcellinus. You can look this up. Marcellinus was a Roman pagan historian, and he wasn't a Christian. He wasn't biased in favor for Christianity at all. He was a pagan, and he wrote about how Julian the Apostate wanted to troll the Christians and told the Jews to rebuild their temple. And when the Jews started building, fireballs came crashing down. But here you have these morons who are completely ahistorical talking about how they want to rebuild the temple when this was tried in the past. And it's this crazy apocalyptic lunacy. That's what this is, because they know for a fact, well, in order to rebuild the temple, you're going to have to bring down the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And so if you bring down the Al-Aqsa Mosque, well, the Muslims are going to become violent. And then you're going to have an ethnic war between Arabs and Jews. And it's only going to it would only escalate from there towards even more chaos, even more bloodshed. But that's okay, according to these lunatics, these lunatics who claim Christianity and these Jewish radicals. That's okay. Yes, millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people will be butchered, but it's totally worth it, because we have this grand fantasy in our heads of some sort of Talmudic utopia, and it wouldn't be a utopia. It would be an utter nightmare. Never mind the fact that Christ said, "I will rebuild the temple." The temple was rebuilt in Christ's resurrection. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is that we have to be Jewish and wear yarmulkes and read the Talmud and just become psychopaths. Yes, that's what matters according to these internet loons. Anyway, you guys just heard some theology. God bless.